Welcome back. Sources telling Fox News just now that President Trump met with potential Supreme Court nominee Judge Amy Coney Barrett at the White House today. Barrett is thought to be a front-runner. Meantime, many on the left furious with Republicans' plan to fill the now vacant Supreme Court seat. Protesters even showing up outside the homes of Senators Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham. And Democrats and some in the media are ramping up their rhetoric. Take a look.
We need to be out in the streets. We need protests out there every single day.
They are so beneath any kind of shamelessness that it's impossible to even talk to these people.
It is not hyperbole. The actual balance of our democracy rests in the actions that we choose to make. Let this moment radicalize you.
All right, Dagan, if there are calls for more protests, don't you think that that gives Republicans even more ad fodder to aim at the suburbs?
Absolutely, because the protests won't be peaceful. They will end up being, I mean, let's just point it out, they're essentially calling for unrest in the streets. And these are Democrats that could not condemn for months violence, mayhem, rioting, looting, and destruction of people's livelihoods across this country. But now this is okay. It would be laughable if it wasn't so dangerous.
Radical, she said, AOC says you got to be radicalized, and this is not hyperbole, Greg.
No, but you know, I was laughing at it, but in their minds, it's not hyperbole. This is intimidation. And remember, when they go to people's houses, they're not going to intimidate. They're not going to those houses to intimidate those specific people. That's to intimidate everybody else.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's basically saying, you're next. We're going to do this to McConnell, but maybe, Jesse, you're going to be next. And this is what this does, is it scares the crap out of people who should be speaking up. So you're going to see moderate Democrats silent, anchors at TV shows, Emmy nominees, CEOs at corporations. These are the people that are always going to be thinking, you know, this crocodile might eat Dagan McDowell, but that crocodile's not going to eat me. But sooner or later, that crocodile eats everybody who stays quiet. It's and the worst thing about it is you keep hearing all these people saying, burn it down. Oh, if this nomination happens, burn it down. You're saying that after $1 billion of damage was done with businesses and homes were burned down. No class at all. And I'm going to make one last word. If the government doesn't step up and deal with this violence, it's going to be up to the public, because this is truly taxation without representation, right? If you're not being protected, but you're paying your taxes, that Second Amendment starts looking miraculous.
Juan, can the Democrats take this energy and turn it into votes for Joe Biden?
Sure. I mean, look, I don't think you need AOC, Michael Moore, or anybody else, Dana, to make this case, because people are so upset over what is taking place. This is an abuse of power. This is breaking down American institutions.
No, it's not.
By the way, Dagan, they had people protesting, as you said, at McConnell's house, at Lindsey Graham's house. There's no violence. It's a legitimate protest.
Not yet.
Let me just.
How would you feel if they went to your house?
You were trying to make the case, pushing the fear button. Oh gosh, this is going to result in.
I actually saw what happened in New York City in May, in June, in July, and August. I've been attacked.
Now you're talking about stuff that doesn't exist. And this is my point to you. There was no violence.
It does exist.
There's no violence. In fact, you know, today...
My entire neighborhood was looted.
Oh, stop. Look. No,
and they were
oh, yeah. New York is so terrible.
Juan?
Let me just tell you.
Just because you were living in D.C. and the leafy
I'm
suburbs.
living here right now.
Do
I'm
not
walking
go down this path. You will only be humiliated.
The cops look bored.
Pictures.
There's nobody here. That's how bad. The cops look bored. That's what's going on. But my point to you is, look.
50% jump in murder rate in August.
No. In
200%
certain neighborhoods.
Oh,
but let me just say to your point, Dana, I don't approve of protest at people's homes. I don't think that's legit. But I do think that when people say that they are upset here, they have a legitimate right to protest. And that's what you're going to see.
All right. Jesse, can you be quick?
It's not abuse of power. And if it was, impeach him a second time, Juan. My point is this. They have to go crazy because the judicial branch is almost all the left has. All of their stuff is so borderline unconstitutional. It's so unpopular. They can't get it through the House, the Senate. They can't get a president to sign this stuff. They rely on judicial activism. Look at Pennsylvania. You know what they did, Dana? They said signatures don't have to match on ballots. So you could have someone with this beautiful cursive signature send in something with chicken scratch in capital letters, and you can't challenge that. And then they said, you can send in a ballot. It can come in 3 days after the election, no postage, and you have to accept that.
All right, we got to run. That is